Hello class, and welcome to our video on how to complete page 1 of our music artist project. Okay, so page 1 is going to be our index page. Now what you see on the screen right now are the directions that are out on canvas. Okay, so what we're doing is we are pretending we are a music promoter for an artist of our choice. Okay, so we're pretending that you've been hired to promote the artist with a new website, and for your work you're going to be paid $3,000. Okay, now there is a video here that you can watch and it'll kind of introduce the project to you a little bit as well. Okay, but the focus of this video is going to be on how to complete the steps in order to make this first page for the project. So we want to come down and we want to take a look at the directions. Okay, and if we look here, we say that we're creating page number 1 and we're going to call it our index.html page. Okay, and it says the index page will be the home page for your website. This page should include the following. Okay, and the first thing that we want to do is we want to add the artist or band's name shown near the top of the page using an H1 or H2 tag. So you are going to choose your favorite music artist or your favorite band. Okay, it's totally your choice on who you choose. Okay, but what we want to do is we need to go out to Code.hs first. Okay, and we need to come to our sandbox, and once you're in your sandbox, you'll have to make a new program. So you'll click here and you're going to name your program, and we're going to call it the Music Artist Project. Okay, so you'll type that and then you'll click on the plus Create Program button. And then we want to always make sure that we select HTML and then click Create Program. Okay, now when you create a new Code.hs program, it's going to put things into this block view. So we want to click right here where it says Switch to Code View. It's the first thing that we want to do. Okay. Now, also too, whenever you create a new program, Code.hs automatically puts in line number 1, and we want to get rid of that. We want to put our own code into this project. Okay, so now the first thing that we do is we want to verify that our page name is correct. Okay, so I click the little blue button here, and that can expand or minimize my area where the pages are for this program. Okay, and we can see that Code.hs automatically puts in a page for us and it names it index.html, so we don't have to worry about that with this particular project. So we'll minimize this section. Okay, now here on line 1 we need to put in our basic tags. Okay, so this is going to be the same as we've been using for every other web page that we've designed so far this school year. We have our doc type line on line 1. Then we have our HTML tags. On line 2, we make a space in the middle. Then we want to put in our head tag. In between our head tag is where we want to put our title. And you can title it whatever you would like. I'm just going to title it Music Artist. If you want to put the band's name in there or the artist's name, that's fine too. Okay. Now we want to click to the right of our closing head tag, hit enter, and we'll put in our opening and closing body tag. Okay, so now we've added all our basic tags to this first page. Alright, now we're ready to do step number 1, which is where we're going to add the name of the artist or the name of the band using an H1 or an H2 tag. So I'm going to use an H1 tag. If you want to use an H2 tag and make it a little bit smaller, that's fine too. Okay, and I'm just going to put artist's or band's name. Now you would put the name of an actual band in between these H1 tags. Okay, so you don't want to actually put artist or band's name. You want to put their actual name there. Okay, so that's step number 1 for the project. So let's save it and run it by clicking the green run button, and we can see that our H1 tag is properly being brought into our page, so that's a good sign. Okay, let's go back to our directions. Okay, the next bullet point, we want to add background color to the page. Okay, so let's go back to Code.hs, and to add color to a page, we always go in and we click after the Y in the word body in our opening body tag. So we're to the right of the Y and to the left of the greater than sign. Okay, then we're going to hit the space bar one time and type the word style equals, okay, quotation mark, background dash color, colon, and then you can choose whatever color you would like. For mine, I'm just going to choose orange. Okay, then remember to close the quotation marks. So now let's save it and run it. Okay, and now you can see the background color is orange. You choose whatever color you would like for your own web page. Okay, so that's step number 2. Okay, our third bullet point. We have to add an appropriate page title in between the opening and closing head tags. We've already done that. Okay, when you put this up here in between your title tags, you're good to go with step number 3. Okay, now add at least one image of the artist or band. Okay, so we have to add a picture to this website we're creating. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that my cursor's out here at the end after my closing H1 tag and hit enter. Okay, now I have to put in my image source tag. So $, img space src equals quotation mark. Okay, now for mine, I'm going to move out to the right of that quotation mark and I'm going to come back to it. Okay, so I'm going to make the size of my image the size that I want. Okay, so I'm going to type style equals quotation marks again. I'm going to type the word width, colon, and I'm going to maybe make my image 300 pixels, so 300 px. Move to the right of that quotation mark. Okay, and then it's very important that we close this image tag with the /greater than sign. Okay, now we're not done with adding the image. We need to open a new tab. Okay, and we go to Google, and we want to do a Google image search. Okay, so in the upper right-hand corner, we want to click on Images. Okay, and then in the Google image search box, this is where you want to search for your band, okay, or your artist. Okay, so I'm just going to type musician. I'm just going to find a generic person that's playing some music. Okay, so right here, this is a musician. It's the Wikipedia page, so I open it, and then I have to click on it again in the Google image search results. So I'm going to click on it again. Okay, there's my photo. Now I can right-click it, okay, and I can copy the image address. Okay, make sure you're selecting copy image address. So you right-click on the image and then choose copy image address. Come back into CodeHS and paste in between that first set of quotation marks that we left blank. So I'm going to paste, okay, and that's my image address. So if I save it, and now if I run it, there's my image. Okay, so you need to make sure you have a picture on your index page of your band or your artist. Okay, and that is the 4th bullet point in the directions. Okay, now the 3rd one. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to write one paragraph, and you need to make sure that your paragraph is at least 3 complete, grammatically correct sentences. What should you put in that paragraph? It ultimately is up to you. Some of the things that I have for ideas, though, when you're writing about the artist or the band's personal background. So that's what the paragraph is about. Okay, it's about the artist or the band's personal background. So some of the things that you could write about, you don't have to write about these same exact things, but if you're struggling to come up with what you should write about, where and when were they born? Who were their parents? Where did they grow up? Okay, what was their childhood like? Etc. Okay, so any of those would be valid things that you could write about in this first paragraph. Okay, so let's come back to CodeHS. And what you would do is you would make sure that your cursor is to the right of the closing of the image tag. Hit enter to make a blank space. Okay, and what you would do is you would use your p tags. Okay, and then you would want to write paragraph. Well, let's do it this way. You would type sentence 1. Okay, you would type then sentence 2. Okay, and then sentence 3, but you would actually write out full sentences about the artist or the band's personal background. Okay, and then they would appear below your page. So if we run it, there's my first paragraph would be. We would click out at the end of this paragraph and we would start another paragraph, okay, because that's what we need to do in the next bullet point. We're going to write another paragraph, once again 3 complete grammatically correct sentences about the artist or the band's career. So some of the things that you could write about. How did they make it big? Okay, when did they go from a small act to a big act? Okay, what tours have they gone on? What awards have they won? Who were their musical inspirations, etc. Okay, so anything that relates to their career would be acceptable for the second paragraph. And you're going to do it the same exact way as you did for the first paragraph. You would write your first sentence in between your p tags. You would then write your second sentence in between the p tags, and then a third sentence as well. Okay, and then we would save it, run it, and then there would be our our second paragraph with our 3 sentences in it. Okay, we're going to go through that process one more time. You're going to write one more paragraph, 3 sentences. Okay, and it's going to be about the artist's personal life now. Okay, so some things to think about. Where do they live? Do they have a wife, a husband, a partner? Do they have any kids? What do they do with their free time? Do they support any charities? Okay, so that's up to you what you would want to write about for that paragraph. Okay, but the setup is going to be the same way. We'll come out to the end of our last line of code, hit enter to make a blank line. We'll do another set of p tags, and you would write out sentence number 1, sentence number 2, and then finally sentence number 3. Okay, in between the p tags. You would run it, and then there would be your third paragraph with your 3 sentences. Okay, let's come back to the directions. Okay, and it says, remember, this is your page. You have the freedom to write what you want and make the page look the way you would like. Okay, so it's up to you what you want to write, the colors that you choose, the images that you choose. Okay, and then once you're done, check your work against the rubric just to make sure that you've met all the requirements. And then once you're done, you'll click the share button. Okay, you'll click the copy button right here, and you'll make sure that you copied the URL or the web address. You'll come back into the project. Oops. We'll go back. Okay, and there will be a submit button here for you. You'll click on the submit button, and you'll paste your link down at the bottom like we've been doing for the assignments so far this school year. If you have questions about how to submit it, just let me know and I can help you out with that. Okay, but I hope this helps you as you complete page number 1, the index page for the Music Artist Project. Good luck.